I would also like to observe that the President in his speech mentioned about the passing into law of the Universal Health Care Bill that constitutes of the Primary Health Care Act, the new Social Health Insurance Act, the Digital Health Act, the Facility Improvement Financing Act to provide health care to all Kenyans. This, Madam Speaker, is going to see all Kenyans access quality health care in our health facilities. Majority of our Kenyans cannot even afford to get themselves to a health facility because they can't even afford fare. When we talk of preventive health care, we are going to see community health care workers go to people's doorstep and attend to people with minor ailments, and that is going to result into a very healthy workforce because people who are not healthy cannot go to work. Madam Speaker, the President also mentioned about the employment of 56,750 teachers. This is going to reduce the deficit in our teaching staff, and as a result, we are going to have an improved teacher-student contact. Overall, we are going to have an improved quality of education in our learning institutions. Madam Speaker, allow me to congratulate the President in his speech, which was full of inspiration and hope for all Kenyans. And with that, Madam Speaker, I support.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Aden Mohammed, member for Wajir East.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for affording me this opportunity. I stand to support the speech of His Excellency the President. There were so many good things in that speech: digital transformation, more teachers for our schools, universal health care, and all that. But Madam Speaker, and fertilizer for agriculture and for coffee and things like that. But Madam Speaker, I come from a region called Northern Kenya, a region that has been marginalized for so many years. Madam Speaker, I am cognizant of the fact that there was sessional paper number 10 of 1965, which has prioritized development along the railway line. A lot of the things that were in the President's speech look to be a duplicate of that sessional paper. Madam Speaker, 3/4 of this nation is arid and semi-arid, and the mainstay of that 3/4 of this nation is livestock. I have not heard any mention of the livestock industry in the President's speech. I find that is something that was omitted and something that should be of importance to this nation. Madam Speaker, our President is very strong on climate change. Actually, he is a global ambassador and champion on matters climate change. Our country is synonymous with our President's very eloquent elucidation of the vagaries of climate change. Unfortunately, one of the big manifestations of climate change in our country right now is the El Nino phenomena. Again, I have not heard or seen any mention of the El Nino phenomena that is ravaging our country in the President's speech. I implore the President and his team also to take these phenomena very seriously. Parts of my constituency and major parts of northern Kenya are now under floods. Over 50 people have lost, unfortunately, have lost their life because of floods. Madam Speaker, our nation is paying about 1.871 trillion in debt this year. The biggest burden this country is facing is the debt burden. While I applaud the efforts His Excellency is making in reducing our debt